Hi friends. If you click to check out Pat McGrath Labs Opulence Blitz Astral Quad for holiday 2019, then please keep on watching. If it's your first time here, hi, my name is Alicia. Thank you so much for coming. And if you are returning, well, thank you for coming again. Kinky Sweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I'm a fitness professional who loves things all movement and beauty. If you want to check out what I do on the daily in between the makeups, you can head over to my Instagram. People were saying I should wear my hair out more often from my pattern review, so I mixed in a little pattern leave-in with Uncle Funky's daughter, Curly Magic, and this is what we got. But I might have to put her up as we go through this video because she gets very hot on the neck. Timestamps will be down below for all product details, swatches, and demos because I'm gonna go off on a little tangent, if you don't mind. I went on my Instagram stories last night ranting about the fact that people were outraged about these quad prices. We'll get into the price again when going over the product details, but these quads retail for $65 each. Yes, they only contain 4 eyeshadows. Last year's Opulence holiday release for 2018 featured these 3 6-pan palettes. At the time, these retailed for $55, 6 pans. Now, in addition to her other Mothership minis, they retail for $65. I guess people were expecting this holiday release to be less because you get 4 eyeshadows instead of 6. A couple of things. The Mothership 6-pan minis are made of cardboard, despite them having a mirror. It's made out of cardboard, and they only have the matte and metallic shades. Her signature 10-pan Mothership palettes features what she calls her Blitz shades, her Blitz Astral topper shades. These are usually found at the end of the palette in this quad here. Despite what I might have said in the past, saying it's $125 a palette, you got 10 shades in here, $12.50 each. Sure, that evens out. However, I'm pretty sure these are more expensive to make than her matte and her metallic formula. If we were to dissect it, perhaps the topper Blitz shades will be maybe around $16 a pan. So if you were to times 16 by 4, it will equal at around $65. And the reason why these Astral Topper Blitz shades are more expensive is because of the texture and the finish and the formula, period. Her 6-pan palettes do not contain these special formulas. The 3 from last year's holiday collection and the 3 from her original Mothership mini collection. They just have the metallic and the mattes. Okay, so of course the quad is going to be more expensive because it's a different formula. It is the formula that makes the 10-pan palette special, and it's really what you're paying for. I love Pat's metallic formula. I love her matte formula, but the Blitz and the Astral Virtual Reality Topper whatever shades are the Pat McGrath Experience shades, okay? They're the ones that dazzle, that twinkle, that shine. The formula is in such a way, it's like a cream to gel to powder. The formula is so lightweight, but the vehicle in which these pigments and sparklies, whatever, are suspended in just makes it for easy application, seamless, effortless, and the glide is amazing. All of that, and you're gonna get the shine and color that you've just never experienced in your life. I sound like I'm exaggerating, but let me tell you, you know when you've tried one of these Blitz shadows from Pat, you know what I'm talking about. Pat is a luxury brand. Her prices are on par with a lot of luxury makeup. So that's the point I made last night in my IG stories, comparing her quad to a Chanel quad. A Chanel quad weighs in at 1.2 grams a palette, and it retails for $62, whereas 1 pan in Pat's palette weighs in at 1.5. The reason why I brought up those numbers is because it just goes to show that there are more outrageous prices out there for makeup. I'm gonna read this comment because she did bring up some interesting points, but it really encompasses what I feel might be the opposing argument for what I presented last night. I tried to ignore your rant, but I'm sorry, in my opinion, you're reaching. I love Pat McGrath and have her palettes, but you are not gonna compare Chanel, a whole global fashion house known for her damn near a century for being a luxury brand across the board before launching makeup, to a makeup artist who just relatively came on the scene with her own line a few years ago. just not any makeup artist. But sure, it's absurd. It's like saying Kendra Scott should carry the same weight as Tiffany's. Now, people are annoyed because this 4-pan, if you purchase both, costs more than her 10-pan palettes. Don't ask consumers to be retarded and not do addition and subtraction and not see that they're being ripped off for pretty packaging. It's your choice to buy it at full price, and it's others to wait until they go on sale. Where should I begin? First of all, I'm not saying you should buy anything. Secondly, despite Chanel being a fashion house, which, yes, reputable, that's a whole other video. There are documentaries on Chanel, there are movies on Chanel, Chanel this, Chanel that. It's still expensive. Pat's quality is outstanding, and that's what you're paying for. It's not just pretty packaging. And I'm not saying you have to have these types of textures in your makeup collection, but that's just one example. Take Tom Ford, for instance. He charges $88 for a quad. Charlotte Tilbury charges $58 or $55 or $58 for a quad. A lot less than what Pat has in her current holiday quad. Sisley pressed powders are $115. I freaking have a Chantecaille bronzer that costs $75. A La Mer highlighter can cost you $95. I just needed to put things in perspective, because if you're gonna be mad at Pat, then you have a lot of other brands to be mad at as well. I will say this, Pat singles are very expensive and probably not worth buying. If there's one item in her whole entire eyeshadow collection that I wouldn't recommend that you buy, are her singles, because they're $25 a pop, and you definitely save more when you get her palettes. However, if we're just talking price, if people are mad about $65 for 4 shadows, but there are quads out there that cost more but you get less, that's all I'm saying, okay? I do appreciate what she brought up about Chanel and just her iconic role in today's fashion. Pat just came on the scene a few years ago. She came on the scene with her makeup line, but she has always been in the scene, okay? Like, she just didn't come out of nowhere. She has a legendary reputation for her runway makeup. It's like, listen, you could say what you want, but don't take that away from her, okay? She could charge whatever she wants. And guess what? Here's a novel idea. You don't need to buy it. If you still want to buy it, go ahead, wait for the sale. I'm not telling you to do anything. And this not only goes for Pat's makeup, but for any of the makeup I review on here, friends. I just needed to get that out the way. Of course, you are more than welcome to share your opinion down below. But where I stand in terms of Pat's prices, I'm not surprised by them. I'm not outraged by them. Again, these are not her matte and metallic formula shades. These are her special Blitz Astral shades that are unlike anything on the market, okay? I got a headache, okay. Great, we've talked about that. So let's get into the Deets, shall we? Reading off the Sephora website, as I believe this release is exclusive to Sephora. I did see one other quad, but I think that might be exclusive to Selfridges. Am I contemplating ordering from Selfridges? Yes. Shut up. Pat McGrath Labs Blitz Astral Quad Eyeshadow retails for $65, as I said several times already. 4 shades at 0.05 ounces or 1.5 grams each. Quads, we got them in 2 quads, Iconic Illumination and Nocturnal Nirvana. These are what the boxes look like. Very much the theme from last year. I'll show you again. Last year's Opulence Holiday 2018 theme was like crown jewels type of a thing, and here you have the diamonds, the bow diamonds. I think still very holiday and just beautifully decorated. You have the cotton string as opposed to the elastic band found on the 6-pan palette, and on the box you have the Pat McGrath logo, and it's very hard to see, but here are the details in terms of what the quad is titled, the ounceage. On the back you have all the ingredients if you want to take a look at that, but since we're already here, we're looking at a suggested shelf life of 18 months. Oh, another fact, these are made in Italy, whereas her 6-pan palettes are made in the USA. Another reason why these are more expensive. Inside the quad comes the shade card as well as a little message that I forgot to mention in my Mothership 6 video that she has here. Pat McGrath, the mother of makeup and the runway. 25 years of groundbreaking artistry. 87 makeup trunks used backstage at Fashion Week. Created the look for 3,300 runway shows on 129,000 models. The makeup master behind 401 magazine covers. What was that about? Pat McGrath just coming on the scene recently? Well, okay. Here are the quads. You got Nocturnal Nirvana and Iconic Illumination. These come in her iconic black, gold mirrored, gold embossed mirror palette. That is the same design as her big 10-pan mothership palettes. Here they are side by side, so it's literally like an extension of the 10-pan mothership palettes. I love that she stuck with her original design. I think it not only is iconic for her, but screams holiday as well. And the look of these, it's just a beautiful quad. It's an experience, absolutely. I am very happy to spend $65 on this. Again, I'm happy to spend $65 on this quad. You don't have to, because you are an adult. Each quad has a mirror that I don't want to blind you with, but it's so great. Sure, not big enough ideally to do your whole face in, but good enough to do your eyebrows, your eyes, or just do a quick check. Let's first go in with Nocturnal Nirvana. Incandescent Gold 003. Blitz Aquamarine is a glistening blue-green. Virtual Reality Emerald is a sparkling emerald duochrome. Blitz Purple is a vivid purple sheen. Now, if you don't think these are amazing, then I really don't know what to tell you. Do you have these shades in your collection? Probably. It's more about the finish, friends. Virtual Reality Emerald has like a brown base to it and has a teal shift. The Blitz Aquamarine has just beautiful shine. Again though, I gotta cut down this exposure just so you can better see. Look how beautiful that purple is. I freaking can't stand it. Up next, we have Iconic Illumination. Astral Gold Allure is a platinum glittering gold. Blitz Bordeaux is a sparkling deep burgundy. Blitz Brown is a rich chocolate brown. Bronze Gold 003 is a glistening golden bronze. So here are all the shades for both Nocturnal Nirvana and Iconic Illumination. Look at this freaking shade. I think people will get this quad because it's the more, you're in the dark still, because it's the more neutral quad. People will see these shades and say that they have them. Yes, they have the shades. You might have this shade, but the formula is going to be different. It's not your typical metallic formula, but again, that is your prerogative. To save time, because you know how long my videos can be, I will put all comparisons that I feel apply to this quad on my community board so that you could just go there whenever you want. You don't have to come to this video, even if I have a timestamp for it. You can go to the community board, the pictures will be there. I will label all the swatches so you could compare them in a photo and kind of see what similarities there are in this collection. Sound like a plan? Okay. Friends, I tried to do it, but I have to put this hair up. It is so hot. Oh, that's better. I'll just keep her like that. That's good. It's very big. Now that we have swatches out of the way, you know what that means. On the lids, Born This Way by Too Faced Multi-Use Concealer in Natural Beige. I'm gonna carve these brows out. We're diving in right away. The best way to apply these shades is with fingers, and Pat is known for applying most of her makeup with fingers. So these shades are designed with that application technique in mind. If you don't like fingers, then I'll find a brush that I feel is appropriate to use these with. This is Rephr's new prototype shader brush in P21. Let's start off with VR Emerald. I'm gonna place that, oh my god, just to the inside of the lid. Now these are meant to be your standout shade, or you can layer them, or you could combine them with a matte or metallic. The camera does not do this justice, I'm telling you. Just like, really, the way they glide, look at that. Do you need to see that again? Look at that. Look at the duochrome. You can't see the duochrome on camera, but it's there, okay? Now I'm taking Blitz Purple. If you're wondering if Blitz Purple looks like Purple Rain from La Vie en Rose, this is a more blue purple, whereas the one from La Vie en Rose is more magenta purple. It has a little more warmth to it. I'm patting that down on the outer corner so we could create that bracket. Fun fact about Pat's Blitz shades is that they're so incredibly smooth that you can actually blend them out. Tuckahoe J416 with Blitz purple. I'm going to start pulling that into the crease and just shape this a little bit more. If you just have these quads, just use your favorite matte to transition the Blitz purple out. You don't necessarily have to do what I'm doing if you don't feel comfortable going with this technique. Or you just use the bronzer that you applied and maybe use that to feather out the edges of Blitz purple. Use some S33 to further blend out the edges of the Blitz purple. But look how easy it is to manipulate this shade. Despite there being sparkle, the way it blends and diffuses is just remarkable. Patting down more Blitz purple so we could intensify this outer V, and then it just kind of smokes out more as it pulls into that point. Taking a even fluffier brush, this is my MICHI Detail Pro. Sometimes if I go too far out and I screw up, I just take the buffer brush that I use to blend out the concealer on the lid with and pat it down just so it could serve as my eraser, you know what I mean? Don't mind me, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I always have to keep going in and out. Taking Blitz Aquamarine with the Refer P21 now under the lash line. This doesn't have the same opaqueness as VR Emerald does. It's a little more sheer and I feel it will serve you better as a topper shade. What I am going to do is take my Makeup Forever 224 special silicone tip and just pull that along the lower lash line. Going back in with Blitz purple, connecting it to the aquamarine. I did get some fallout here because I did not tap off my brush. I just wanted to get as much pigment on my eyes as possible. And now I'm just shaping out the shadow. And this is something you can do if you feel the blending got out of hand. And then I go back with my Esom brush just to blur out the edges so it doesn't look as harsh. Now here's the thing. These are her special shades and I'm not sure if they have glitter or they're crushed crystals or crushed pearls, but you will get fallout just because those pigments are heavier than the ones typically found in a standard metallic or shimmer shadow. So just keep that in mind. And if you want to avoid that, do your eyes first. And of course, we're going in with Gold 00003. In a corner, this is so smooth. This gold is smooth. All right, now I'm on this side. Blitz Aquamarine. First, I'm placing it right on the center of the lid. And I'm using my fingers to feather out the edges. This definitely has a lot more texture than the other shades in the quad. What I'll do is take my Refer P21 again, wet, and see that will create a lot more glide and a lot more stick. This does have more texture, but I'm just taking it into the crease because I would like this to just be all over the lid as our standout one lid shade. And again, because these are cream to, I don't even know, it's like a gel to powder actually. It's a gel to powder hybrid. It's so lightweight, but you still see the sparkle and the pigment stays. It's very easy to work with. Yes, your aquamarine. Look at the aquamarine. Look at it. Let's put now VR Emerald on the lower lash line. Since we put aquamarine on the lower lash line on the other eye, just taking it a little bit onto the outer V just so it could connect. Taking more aquamarine on the outer corner just to deepen up that intensity. And again, just feathering out the edges. Taking Gold 003 again. This is my Refer number 3. All right, friends, let's put on some lashes and I'll be right back. Here's a close-up of the look, friends. On the lashes, I have Red Chariot lashes in the style 415. And once again, this light is not doing the shadows justice. This green is a duochrome. The reflectivity of Blitz Aquamarine is just outstanding. Oh, and I also want to mention, I have Marc Jacobs Whirlpool Cream Liner here on the inner part of my lash line and purple, what is this, official grapevine on the outer portion. I usually don't like liner, but it has to be the color that matches the shadow that's under the lash line. Then I'll go forward with it. On the inner corner with Gold 003, I have the Esom liner pencil in gold. And on this side, I have Mark's the glitter one, gemstone. Oh my god, look at it. It's the same. I'm so happy about this. And here's a wide shot on the lips. I have Natasha Denona's I Need a Nude lipstick in the shade Noah, lined with Makeup Forever's Artist Color Pencil in Anywhere Caffeine. I made the purple eye a little more graphic. I carved out with concealer just to make that point sharp, but here is a lot more diffused, a lot lighter, and I think it just pairs beautifully with VR Emerald. And as you saw, I didn't use any matte. The textures of these shadows, despite them having sparkle, shine, and dazzle, you could apply them with your finger. You could apply them with a silicone applicator. You could apply it with, if you like to use sponge tip applicators, go forth. You could apply it with a brush. You could wet them. You can manipulate these in so many ways. You could perhaps wet Blitz Purple and apply it as a really intense swing. Gold 003 is so incredibly smooth. You could probably just apply that on your lid and any of these other shades in the crease. So Nocturnal Nirvana is definitely for the person who is color friendly and loves to work with color. But let's get into Iconic Illumination so we can see how those neutrals look. Let's dive into Iconic Illumination. I'm gonna do my concealer afterwards because this shade right here, she's sparkly. Blitz Bordeaux with my G27. I'm gonna put that on the lid. Now this red screams holiday. My girl Mari, she's an artist, and was saying how a true Bordeaux is actually a little more pinky red, whereas this is more burgundy. But look at that. Look at the richness of that shade. I will pay for this anytime, anywhere. That's it. Isam S33, same shade. Now pulling that throughout the crease, buff that in, pulling it out slightly. Yes. If you want more, I always like to go in when I know I'm done with the lid, just to add on that impact. So it just goes from really saturated to beautifully diffused, from lash line to crease. Do you know what I'm saying? And you see it when blending it out. It's hard to see on camera, but this definitely has a black base because you can see the black base more as it blends out. Isam G27 again, lower lash line. Patting some onto the outer V, just cleaning up the edges here. I'm taking Refer 15 with that shade. This is a little softer, and I feel would just give us more of a diffused finish, but I could always clean that up with concealer. I get a lot of fallout because I packed on the brush and I want that full-on impact from the shade. If you don't want that, tap off or go in carefully. I don't care, so that's why I didn't even bother putting concealer on first. Marc Jacobs cream liner in Fine Wine. Hakuhodo J242 with Bronze Gold 003. Inner Third. This is such a beautiful color. This is the shade that is also in Mothership 6. People were disappointed because it wasn't duochrome. Listen, not everything could be duochrome, okay, friends? As much as I love duochrome. This astral texture is meant to look like stardust glittering and twinkling. So this is what we'll do. We'll take some with our finger. Astral Gold Allure on the inner part of the eye where we applied Blitz Gold. Now, here's the thing with these textures. You apply it and then you kind of have to let it just settle. Because when it settles and melts into the skin and the rest of the shadows, the sparkle is amazing. I'm taking a little more, focusing primarily on the inner corner so it could be brighter, and then diffuse into the bronze gold shade. That's one eye done. Let's go to the other. J242 Bronze Gold 003. Placing that on the inner part of the lid first. That is so pretty. Are you too close? Am I too close? I'm sorry. Wetting so you see what that looks like. Gonna glide that on. All right, that's pretty. Sonaji Worker Pro. A very dirty Worker Pro, but it's so good. Blitz Brown. I really packed on the brush, so I'm definitely gonna get fallout. It's fine, I'm prepared for it. Patting it down. This brown, dare I say, is there like pink in here? There's something going on in this brown that I really love. Although this is Bronze Gold 003, the one from Sublime, Mothership 2, that one is more orange. And I'll put up a picture just so you can see the difference, or a video rather I sent to an internet bud of mine. Taking my reference number 15 with Blitz Brown just a little bit. And of course, again, these are so beautifully smooth that they're very easy to manipulate. And I'm pulling it out in my usual way. I know I could do a round look, but I don't really like round shaped eyeshadow looks on my eyes. I just like the V. It just elongates the eye. I just prefer this shape over a round blend. Oh, that's pretty. Blitz Bordeaux with my Wayne 07. Oh, I could have done another color. Because I had the fine wine here. Let me see. Abort. I'm sticking to Blitz Brown on the lower lash line just because we have the Bordeaux on that eye, making sure I'm covering up the green from the last look we did. And again, taking Astral Gold Allure and tapping that now on the center of the lid. Look at that shine. You don't even know, okay? You don't even know. This looks like I just crushed a disco ball on my lid. Let it settle, let it groove on the lid, and when you put a light on it, or you can see this better in dim light, the sparkle is insane. Insane. While being lightweight and effortless to apply. Taking the same Astral Allure shade with my Isum S31 and in the corner, I'm taking a little bit of Blitz Bordeaux on the inner part of the lid, not all the way through, just to add a little bit of color there. All right, friends, let's pop on these lashes and I'll be right back. Here's a close-up of both eyes, friends. Same red cherry lashes in the style 415. And on this eye, I just sketched Isum's dark brown pencil from their duo pencil to give the outer lash line a little more depth. Look at this freaking Astral shade. The camera does not do it justice. You gotta come in front of my face in real life and experience it. But since we can't do that, just through the lens, it's fine. Wide shadow of both looks. On the lips, I just layered Tasha Denona's I Need a Nude and Sammy on top of her Noah, just to give it a little more caramel vibe. Blitz Bordeaux is stunning, like this true burgundy shade, and Bronze Gold 003 is not as bronzy as you might think, or shall I say it's more bronze than the one found in Sublime. Here is Bronze 005 and here is the new Bronze Gold 003. You see how it's a lot more orange and this is a lot more truer bronze. It's like a rose gold bronze. It's gorgeous, and when you layer Astral Gold Allure on top, it is the best. I like the Astral shades. I was whining about them initially when they were introduced in Mothership 6, saying they weren't duochromy like Fire Opal. Guess what? That's too bad. I feel she did that on purpose so that Midnight Sun could be an opportunity for those to create looks that are a little more subdued, okay? I like that because I want that sparkle, but sometimes I don't want that impact in terms of a duochrome finish. Not to say I don't like duochrome, okay? For instance, I think it's more appropriate to apply Fire Opal on, let's say, you know what, let's do it right now. Blitz Aquamarine, VR Emerald. Here's Fire Opal on both. That really amped it up. But for instance, I would use this duochrome on top of those shades because those shades are already popping, right? So it makes sense to use a duochrome topper to really liven it up. If I'm doing a more subdued look, I want something without the duochrome finish, so I could just enhance the shade and not make it pop off like that. From this angle, you see the purple, but on screen you just see the aqua and the emerald. And here's Blitz Emerald if you want to see that color next to it. So Blitz Emerald has a lot more depth to it. There's a black base to it, whereas I believe the one from Nocturnal Nirvana has like more of a purple base. I could be making that up. That's just based on speculation on my part. In conclusion, yes, these are worth the money if you choose to get them. I'm not saying you have to get them. Your life will continue just fine without these holiday quads. They are limited edition. So were her Opulence palettes from last year. They are still, I believe, in stock on her website. More specifically, Dark Star. Dark Star seems to be the only holiday palette from last year available on her website. You know what happened with Decadence. Mothership 4 sold out. It was limited edition and we still haven't seen it. People are devastated about it, but you know what? When she means limited edition, she means limited edition. Not sure what she'll do with these quads. If the demand is high enough, if she'll bring them back in some capacity. But look, they're more expensive because of the Blitz texture. Yes, the price is locked in at $125 for 10 shadows. So ultimately, in the Pat McGrath realm of things, it is more cost effective for you to get the 10 pan palette. However, $65 is still less expensive than $125. And if you are only remotely interested in her special shades, then I feel, yes, this is a great opportunity to just pay for those textures and use whatever other shadows you have in your collection from whatever other brands you want to combine them with her Blitz and Astral shades. In terms of the quads, outstanding. The packaging, you still get the Pat McGrath experience downsized. The quality was not compromised. The Blitz formula and Astral formula are very consistent with what you find in her 10 pan mothership palettes. They don't have the metallics, however, so keep that in mind. This is for the special shades. If you want the metallics, then you can encounter those in her 6 pan palettes. If you want a mixture of both matte, metallic, and Astral and Blitz, then yes, you'll find that combination in her 10 pan palettes. Know your lifestyle, know your makeup style, know what you're going to use, what color stories you align with best. Don't buy these shades if you don't like sparkle. Each one of these shades has sparkle and twinkle and dazzle. They will have fallout if you're like me and you like to overload your brush because you want that pigmentation on your lid, and you'll sacrifice the fallout so you can get that bomb eye and just do your face makeup after. I use my Bioderma to swipe away the rest of the fallout from the under the eyes, and it's fine. I mean, this is gorgeous. Again, you have to see this in person to really experience the twinkle and the light, just so you can see, okay? This is the Sweet Talk palette from ColourPop. And I'm only bringing up ColourPop because it seems to be a brand that often is brought up with these inexpensive brand to luxury brand comparisons. This is their Super Shock shadow, which is often hailed as a favorite topper shade, right? So there is the Super Shock shadow, right? Okay. Astral Gold Allure. They're different colors, but look how much more shine you're getting from Pat's. Look how much more you got. You want me to blend it out? Okay, I'll blend it out. I still feel you get a little more shine and twinkle than you do from the ColourPop Super Shock shadow. Now granted, the Super Shock shadow formula is very different. It's more like a moussey texture, whereas Pat is more like a gel to cream, or more like it's like a suspended formula that's not metallic, or it's not moussey like the ColourPop. Maybe to you they're the same, and I totally understand that. You're like, Alicia, I don't see the difference. You know, ColourPop is fine. Their topper shadows are fine. I feel that the scatter effect and the longevity for Pat's topper shadows are much better than another brand that presents a similar formula. And that's from what I've experienced with using her mothership palettes. When I apply these topper shades, they last all day. They don't drop from my lid, they stay in place, whereas the ColourPop Super Shock topper shadows tend to fade a little more throughout the day because I don't feel they have as much punch, but they are a good alternative. They are a fantastic alternative. If you want a similar effect without dropping the dollars like that, like, I get it. So this is not to be an elitist video. This is not to say that if you don't buy these quads, you suck as a human. Not at all. People know I love Pat McGrath. They want to know my opinion. My opinion is that these quads are worth your money. They are especially worth considering if you always wanted to try Pat's special formula, but you didn't want to drop the $125, you can drop the $65. Knowing Sephora, they probably have a sale on the way, so maybe you can get however much the discount is depending on your Rouge ranking for the VIB rewards. It is up to you. But yes, they are worth getting. I think they're very, again, consistent with Pat shades. Is there a duochrome topper shade like Fire Opal and Astral Luna Gold in these quads? No, I believe most of these textures are the Blitz formula the one Astral Gold shade in Iconic Illumination, and then you got the VR Emerald, where usually her VR shadows are toppers, but this one has a lot of pigment, that duochrome green, so I would actually just use that as a shade and not really a topper. But you could combine that with the Blitz Aquamarine and have like a beautiful gradient look from green to blue. Astral Gold shade is not so much duochrome, it just has beautiful light, and when the light hits these little particles, the way they dance and bounce off, I mean, again, a disco ball, like the night sky on your lids. If you just came here to hang out, I love you so much. Maybe you just needed inspiration. Maybe you have similar looking shades and you wanted to see how you can combine them and blend them and do whatever. Well, I hope this video helped in that respect. Thank you guys for dealing with my ranting and just dealing with my defending Pat. And I choose to spend this type of money because I feel her shades are worth the investment. They last you 18 months. You could apply these again with several tools. You can combine them with the shadows you already have. You could wear them on their own. You could do whatever you want. So again, yes, if you get these quads, you will not be disappointed. The way these move and groove across the lid and how you can pack them on, blend them, wing line them, buff them out. I mean, the possibilities are endless in terms of finish, application technique, and just the finished look you want to achieve. So yes, in short, I love them. And with that said, friends, that is a wrap. I got no rap on again today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another review, tutorial, demo. Get ready with me. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.